In October of last year, I started work on my first ever webcomic. The goal was to document it as well, so I keep working at it and be a bit more consistent. It was an easy way to do content and make another project as well at the same time. Two birds, one stone. But pretty quickly, after the second part, I stopped. A lot of things happened at once, and it was all very new. I didn't even touch the project for around 3 months, I'd say. Maybe a bit less, but around 3 months. And while I was busy with other stuff, the comic was always on my mind. I knew I needed to go back and finish it up. So around 2.5 months ago, I started work on it again. And slowly I chipped away at it, and now it's finished. But it's just that I have like mixed emotions about the project. On one side, I'm very proud of the fact that it's finished now, but it took too long. And that's what gets me. The main goal when I started the comic was to get better at drawing. Now that I have the final product, there's a steady progression that you can see from the first few panels to the last few panels. It gets better very slowly, and there's not like a big difference, but it's still a noticeable difference. When I started, I wanted to tell an entire story in one chapter, and I've managed to do that, but it's a bit odd. Still, I stuck with it. The initial idea was nothing. I was going to make it up as I went along, and when I stopped, I kept thinking about where I wanted the comic to go, but I was just not drawing it. And then when I started again, I had a very clear vision of where I wanted the story to go. So it's kind of like I took 3 months off to write it. Don't do that. Don't start a project without having at least 40% of the story. 40% is enough to start, I think. Then you can make it up as you go. In total, I have spent around 50 to 52 hours on this comic, spread across 6 months, but mostly like within 2 months was like most of the work I did. But it was very consistent. Every other night I would sit down and start drawing or start sketching out the next few panels. When I was still working on the comic, I had the thought of maybe like I'll never make another comic again, but very quickly I was like, nah, I want to do this again. It's kind of fueled me. I really want to make another one, but it'll be a while before I do. I want to do some other stuff first, but I'll definitely be coming back to this medium. One of the fears that I had while I was making the comic was maybe the story is too disjointed and it won't flow well, but it's alright. It's not perfect, but it's way better than what I anticipated, which was just these vignettes of like random stuff happening, like loosely connected. But in the end, it's like a full story. It flows alright. There are some odd pacing issues at times, but mostly it's working. And because it's drawing and you can do whatever you want, so I just went all out. One of my favorite things to do is like set something in space. But with this one, it was someone's mind, but it's kind of presented as space. I like how it looks, the colors and everything. The reason why I started the comic without having much of the story planned was because I just wanted to start. And I knew if I started, I would most likely finish. It's taken a while, but yeah, it paid off, I guess. And I think some people have trouble just starting. Some people start and then they kind of drop off. And like it's understandable. Like the hype wears off. Oh, I'm working on this big thing. And then you're like, oh, it's way too big. There's so much to do, so much work. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I think anyone who looks at the comic can tell a lot of work has gone into it, even though the illustrations are because these damn artists online are like way too good. But I like my art style, and it's improved because of this comic, so I can't really complain anymore. I am not very shy about writing about myself, and I think anyone who reads the comic can tell it's sort of a personal story. It's kind of like I'm working through my own emotions and stuff I think about through the comic, and I think that's how it should be. That's what art should be. I'm a bit sunburned. I was working on a short film. I was in the sun for a while. The one thing that I don't think the project, or maybe it does show, maybe I'm wrong. The person who started the comic and the person who has finished it and is sitting right now are very different people. For some reason, like a lot of canon events happened in these couple of months, from like December and to around from December to around March, I think. A lot of different things happened. Not gonna let you know what, but with the story, you can tell one of those things. It's very clear. The way I tend to work is not healthy because I try to turn something very negative into somewhat of a positive. Like the main driving force is anger for some reason. Like the main motivation is the anger I have accumulated. Like I try to channel it into like productivity. That's not good, but for at least a while, it'll stay the same. I can't change that for now. But you can be somewhat self-aware, and that's what I'm trying to do. It's fun to make stuff for me. That's the only thing that I can sort of enjoy. Other than that, for now at least, it's it's not that great. I don't like other stuff. I don't like much of life. I have recorded every single second of me working on this project. That's what you're seeing right now in between me speaking or over me speaking. And now that I've like finished it, it's fun to look back. Of course, as soon as you finish a project, then you're worried about the next thing. So it's just an endless cycle, an empty hole, empty void. But that's what makes it fun. Don't ever be satisfied with anything. I like it. I like my comic. Of course, I might end up forgetting about it very soon because I'm working on so many different things. But it's fun. Go out and make something. Make stuff. Whatever it is that you're like trying to work on in your head, just make it. It's better. It's better if you're working on it rather than thinking about it. By the time you get to like almost the end, you're gonna hate whatever you're working on, but you just need one more push and it'll be done. And then you can actually look at it properly and be proud. So yeah, make stuff.